The neighborhood that we're in is a little bit more expensive, so I need the child support order. And he said, it's not my problem. It's not my problem that you can't afford a place for them to live. In fact, I hope that's how it plays out, because I want the kids to see that you can't support them. I want the kids to see that you can't afford for them to live in a nice place. And I want them to know that they're going to have to go through a hardship because of what you did.
Stay-at-home mom files for divorce, then realizes she can't afford her own life. We got a video from Ace Nate. Like the video, subscribe, stay on the path of progress. Let's get into it.
I see women on this app like crashing out because of how horrible like their ex-husbands are, their baby dads are, just like ruining their life and just, you know, making their life so difficult. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so horrible what those women are going through. And now I'm one of them. I filed for divorce 2 months ago. Wow. I've been trying to look for an apartment, and the places that I'm looking at, I need to make 3 times the rent to be able to rent them. And unfortunately, with my job, I'm a CNA. I don't make 3 times the rent. So I need a child support order to be able to add to my income so I can meet the requirement. And I've been trying to get into some sort of settlement with my soon-to-be ex-husband on that. And basically, he is blackmailing me, I guess. He wants me to sign away
his fault,
all rights I have to his military retirement. He is in the Army.
Okay, makes
he
sense.
Has been in for 18 years. He'll be retiring in 2 years. And I've been married to him the entire time. So the retirement's a marital asset, so I am entitled to part of it.
Did you guys notice what she said? She said she watches all of these women on TikTok like, oh, they're single mothers, they talk trash about their men, and now I'm one of them. Whoa, how did that happen? A lot of this stuff is a self-fulfilling prophecy. You are the summation of the 5 people you spend the most time around with, right? So if you don't have that many friends and you're constantly on social media becomes your friend. Social media becomes your influence. They become that 5 people that you're spending the most time with, right? So if you are being heavily influenced by all of this TikTok BS, all of these women talking garbage about their men, saying their men are just, you know, the worst things that have ever happened to the world, guess what's going to happen? You are going to eventually believe that exact same thing, and it's going to ruin your relationship as well. If you're listening to nothing but single women complain about their lives being single, then what's going to happen? You're going to become single. By her own choice, by the way. She filed for the divorce.
Been going back and forth and fighting about it, and I just can't take it anymore. I just want to leave. I just want to move out, and I just want to start my life over. So I offer to sign away my right to the military retirement in return for spousal support and the entirety of the savings account that we have. I send the proposal to my lawyer and tell her this is what I'm proposing to do, and she comes back and says, well, this is a bad idea. And then she says, well, you could get a temporary order from the court for the child support, but that's going to cost you $4,000 in legal fees, and it may not be binding because it's only temporary, so you may not even be able to use that to really add to your income. And she goes into this long thing, which I appreciate. I appreciate her telling me the legal stuff, because she's basically telling me you are an idiot to sign this away. And she does all the numbers, and the numbers don't make any sense. Basically, I'm giving away more to get less. She's basically trying to persuade me to kind of wait this out till the final order happens, because it will go in my favor if I can just wait it out. But I can't wait it out because I have to stay in the house with this person.
The victim mentality is so strong, man. She decided to end the relationship, and now she's complaining, oh my God, I can't afford to live on my own. Wow, he's not going to provide for me anymore. This is horrible. You want the best of both worlds. You want to be able to be this independent woman that doesn't need any man to provide for her, but at the same time, you want your ex to fund your entire lifestyle. And really, so much of this stems from a lack of gratitude. She doesn't see what she has right in front of her. She doesn't see that she has a military man providing for the family while she's able to stay at home and live a good life. And I really think in this situation, TikTok and social media was a huge reason of why they got broken up. of why she initiated the divorce. She's just looking at all these other women complaining and crying, saying they're the victim of these big, strong men. And then she slowly starts to think the same thing. Oh yeah, no, I am a victim. Wow, I have to stay home all day with my kids and like take care of them. Ugh, what a horrible life that I have. And then she sees other stories of divorced women saying how great it is to now be divorced, to go and get pump and dumped by 50 different dudes after. And she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna do that same thing. It's crazy, man. This is the definition of brainwashing. It straight up is.
Yesterday he called me the nanny. He said that I'm gonna pay you child support and you're just gonna be the nanny for my kids. When I told him, like, I need to try and stay in the district so our kids can keep going to their school, and the neighborhood that we're in is a little bit more expensive, so I need the child support order. And he said, it's not my problem. It's not my problem that you can't afford a place for them to live. In fact, I hope that's how it plays out, because I want the kids to see that you can't support them. I want the kids to see that you can't afford for them to live in a nice place. And I want them to know that they're going to have to go through a hardship because of what you did.
She decided to nuke her family. And of course, this guy is going to have a severe reaction to that. And there's a lot of truth in what this guy is saying. He's saying, you decided to break up the relationship. You want to take the kids, which I assume is going to be 50-50 custody, but now you can't afford the lifestyle for them that I would be normally providing for them. So he's saying, yeah, the blame should be on your doorstep, not mine. It was her choice. So now she's threatening the lifestyle and the well-being of her children as well. Because of her decision, 50% of the time, the children have to live a less quality lifestyle than they normally would have if the parents were together. But again, she's just playing the victim. No accountability.
Pressure campaign that he's been putting me under for the last 2 months since I filed is really him trying to get me to drop the whole thing. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe he just wants me to drop the whole thing. If I went to him and I said, okay, I'm just gonna drop the divorce, got rid of my lawyer and then didn't do anything, I think he'd drop his lawyer and we would just go about life like before. I honestly believe that. I just think he doesn't want to not be married anymore. To me. Not because he loves me or anything like that, but just because this is a big inconvenience to him. It's a big inconvenience, and he has to do all of these things he doesn't want to do, and all he wants to really do is just go to work, come home, play video games, watch some corn, and nap. And I'm disrupting all of his plans with my annoying, irritating divorce. This is very long, but I'm hoping that a woman's going to see me, see what I'm going through, and say to yourself, I don't want to go through that. And it could easily be me, because it could easily be you. I am not special. I'm not special or unique. I'm just a woman.
Okay.
I'm just a woman with 2 kids. What could happen to you, too?
What do you mean it could happen to you? You're the one deciding to do this. That's always the craziest thing, man. You're deciding to do this. You are shooting yourself in the foot. You're saying, oh, who did this to me? Who did this? Who gave me the gun? Wow. Who gave me the gun? You should know I'm irresponsible. Because she is completely avoiding her role in this entire thing. She's acting like this just happened. Like she is not an active person in her own relationship. Like she could have swayed the boat a little bit differently. So also what she says specifically about this guy. He works all day. He comes home and plays video games. And then he watches corn and then takes a nap. Okay? The corn is terrible, bro. Okay? Don't be doing that stuff. It literally rots your brain. But she's trying to paint this guy out to be this huge villain. Where what is like... This stuff isn't that bad. It's really not. Like, it sounds like a pretty average, normal dude. He's taking care of his whole family, but somehow him playing video games, taking a nap, and wanting to relax a little after a long day at work, now he's the villain. Somehow. This comment, my man has given me a nice and comfortable life. I can't take this anymore. A man will sacrifice his happiness for marriage, but a woman will sacrifice her marriage for her happiness. Yeah.
Have you guys ever noticed that you'll rarely see a single guy out in public? I was talking to one of my girlfriends about this. You'll never see a single guy just out and about at a cafe or market. They're usually with their girlfriend. And I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule. I don't know. If you're a single guy and you actually are out in the wild doing stuff, what do? Where are you at?
You don't see single guys in public because most relationships are being started through dating apps and through other social circles. So just seeing one random guy walking by himself that is of relationship quality, yeah, you're not gonna find it that often. Because also that guy, he's on his grind, he's on his purpose, he's working all day, he's in the gym, he's doing shit. But also there are tons of single guys walking around by themselves. The thing is, most women just don't see them, because most guys are unattractive to them. It's so wild to me, but women genuinely do not know this, that there is 80% of men that are genuinely invisible to them. And they do not even register in their brain as potential relationship material. But if you pay close attention to the videos and just life in general, every time a woman is talking about a man, she is basically exclusively talking about these top percentile guys, at least the top 20%. So whenever women are talking about all men, they mean all of the attractive relationship material guys in their eyes.
New ick unlocked. When men have an itch. I'm on a walk and some guy in front of me just stopped to itch his leg.
Yo, you deserve to be single, like for the rest of your life, just straight up.
It's so funny to me when your ex starts dating someone 11 years younger, because they can't get anyone their own age, because they won't put up with that shit.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, trust me, he could get someone his own age. He just didn't want to. That's it. Oh my God, bro. The mindsets are just so backwards. Like so just completely in the opposite direction of reality.
3 options.
Okay.
After you come home from work, after like a long day, would you rather come home to, you can only pick one, would you rather come home to a clean house, a home-cooked meal, or a wife that's like done up, like my makeup's done, my hair's done, I'm in a nice outfit? You can't pick multiple. One. Which would you pick?
Is there any implication with number 3?
No.
Number 2, home cooked meal every time.
Yeah, the fact that you even have to pick, that's an L. Homie, you're really not getting all 3. You're providing for the whole family, you're not getting all 3. This is what I'm saying with the standards in America. Since the quality of women is so low, men's standards have plummeted into hell. The fact that this is even a thing, the fact that this is even a trend, it shows you just how low the standards are. This should be baseline across the board. A clean home, food, and her not looking like a slob. This should be baseline relationship, but you can only have one, okay.
So as we're all very much aware, we are living through a chopped man epidemic, and there's a big shortage of baddies. It's gone so bad to the point that, like, if I see an attractive man, it genuinely makes my day.
I understand that this is a new thing that people are doing rage bait content in order to get attention and try to grow their following. But at some point you have to ask yourself if it's even worth it, right? Because everything that I'm thinking about saying was already said in the comment section of that video.
The average weight of the American woman is 170 pounds. An average sized woman in good shape, she's probably 115, 120-ish. And most women are packing on an extra 50 pounds. Dude, you want to talk about chopped men? Okay, fine. Because there are a lot of fat dudes as well. But the thing is, for women, them being attractive is the number one thing for them to get what they want. That's the number one thing that they have in this world, and you mess it up to that degree.
Touch your husband before he starts to feel like he doesn't matter. Because here's the truth. If the only time he gets affection is when he's done something right, that's not love. That's a reward system. Affection is not a paycheck he has to clock in for. You're not his boss, and he's not applying for your approval. approval. He's your husband, the man who works hard, carries weight you do not see, and still comes home needing you.
So the thing with this is, you have to understand that most marriages today are the beta relationships, okay? The fact that she doesn't have the genuine burning desire to want to jump in the bedroom with you at every chance that she gets, that tells you she doesn't really have that burning desire to be with that guy, okay? So she's with that guy more from the provider standpoint. So here's the thing on this. To make the provider guy happy, literally all he wants is this. That is it. Because so many times in those provider relationships, the bedrooms are completely dead. Zero bedroom activity. But genuinely, all that woman has to do is just show some affection every now and then. It's really that simple, and it's quite sad, honestly. Like, all this guy wants is just the affection from his wife, but she just won't give it to him.
What's the worst financial decision you ever made in your life?
Having a stay-at-home girlfriend.
A stay-at-home girlfriend?
Yeah.
So you pay for everything?
Yes.
Okay, why do you say that?
It wasn't my wife. It was a girlfriend. So they can up and leave at any point they want to.
Is that what she did? Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're just thinking about all the money you spent, all the time you lost, and then it's like, damn, that wasn't even my wife.
Right.
I was just my partner.
Yeah, so looking back retrospect, do you regret it?
I don't. I appreciate the love, but I do kind of wish I took somebody else to Europe with me.
Yeah. I feel that. All right.
Because that is the important distinction that he wasn't able to make. You need to be able to sort out what are the girls that are just for temporary fun and what are the women that are the wife quality. You should not be investing in women that are not going to be around long term. If you don't think she's a serious girl, she's not falling into your frame, not falling into your boundaries, not providing value to your life, do not take her seriously. She's the fun girl only. But what this guy tried to do, he was trying to promote a fun girl to the wife category. And of course, it's going to fail.
Me, when I was drinking every night, hooking up with any guy, lost in life. Me now, putting God first, prioritizing my own health, focusing on me, not thinking about any boy going to the gym every day, walking 7 miles a day. Y'all get ready to settle down. I'm happy I've been out the game 6 years.
Yeah, man. This is the type of woman that you have to look forward to for marriage. That's crazy. Dude, I feel like I'm blackpilling hard in this video. It's honestly not my intention, but this setup of clips is super blackpilling. I'm not even gonna lie. The thing is, you can never truly go back. You can't. You see this very, very often where women will run up the body count. They'll get to 30, 50, 60, in the hundreds even. And then later on, they will find God and say, oh no, I'm a good girl now. I'm good, I'm wife material now. It's like, no, you can't undo being a hoe. You are that forever. I don't make the rules. This is just life. You cannot delete all of those experiences from your past. You just can't. If you robbed a bank in your past and now you would call yourself I'm a good Christian man, that doesn't mean you didn't unrob the bank. The damage has been done. Don't fall for the trap, bro. This is such a common thing, and it's going to be more and more common. So you have to be super vigilant with these women.
And you have a girlfriend, do not let her have any male friends. Let's be separate.
I think male friends, I think it's 100%. I think it's completely.
Sitting in a room with you two and both of you, I would consider a friend.
Here's the difference though. We all work together, right? Our relationships they're based in something else. Like if it was just a random dude that you had a friendship with from like high school that like you don't work with, you don't do any like thing daily with, but you still, some person's keeping him around. It's like, there's some reason there.
Have you not heard the thing? It's like, oh, that's my work boyfriend.
That's the guy. Like, that's the guy. The thing about relationships is once you have it, it doesn't mean that you just have it. You have to continue to work on yourself and work on that relationship. They get somewhere complacent, whether it be like working on themselves, and then the girl or the guy vice versa is like, they're noticing that change. They're not liking that. They start thinking of other options like, oh, this maybe isn't going in the direction that I want it to go. So I'm going to start, I don't want to say putting out these feelers, but I just feel like I can look back on my relationships, right? It's very clear that like there was someone else towards the end that like became the person that they were like, they could have leaned out toward.
Yeah, exactly. That's why male friends, they don't really exist. What they are, they're just orbiters. They're orbiting around this woman until eventually they find an in. And what he's saying is exactly right. When the relationship starts to go downhill, like just a little bit, maybe you have a big argument, when the emotions are low, that's when she'll start scoping out for other guys. So where does she look? Oh, well, what are the guys around me? And she's looking at all of these orbiters, all of these male friends around her. She starts talking with one, maybe a little bit more. They start texting more until eventually that's one of the major things that actually breaks up your relationship. Because instead of putting more of the focus on your current relationship with your current man, you are now focused on building something new instead of putting all that effort into your current man and your current relationship. And then honestly, the funny thing with a lot of this stuff, when someone starts talking to someone new, there's like this infatuation stage, okay, where you just want to be talking with that person, you want to spend all this time with them, and you're just heavily infatuated with that person. But eventually, those emotions die out as well. So even when you nuke your relationship, you get with this new guy, you're all hyped up on endorphins and dopamine, eventually that dies out as well, and it's just like your previous relationship. But that is the exact cycle that so many women find themselves in.
Okay, listen, I've confirmed it. My husband no longer cares about me. Okay, so this morning when I woke up in a really bad mood. Okay, I don't know why I woke up in a bad mood, but I was just in a bad mood. And I wanted to talk to him about it. I really did. So when he asked me the first time, he said, "What's wrong with you? You're acting like you're in a bad mood or something." I said, "No, I'm fine." Okay, so then he asks again. He was like, "No, I can tell something's wrong with you. What's going on? Is there something wrong?" And I said, "No, I'm fine." And then he never asked me again. He never asked again. And what hurts the most is that I was going to tell him on that third time.
Oh my God.
I was going to tell him the third time that he asked.
What a terrible guy.
Persist with the questions. He asked twice and he let it go. Who does that? Who does that? I'll tell you who does that. Somebody who doesn't care about their wife. That's who does that. Somebody who's probably cheating on her. Somebody who...
Or maybe your man just can't read your mind and he's relying on you to use your big girl words when something is wrong with you and tell him. And what's frustrating for that man is that he's most likely going to be the one to apologize.
This is exactly how it should be, okay? If you notice she's upset, ask her, is anything bothering you? If she says, no, nothing is bothering me, okay. Period. That's it. Never do any kind of, baby, please, tell me what's going on. I need to know what's going on with you. What's wrong? And don't even do this thing asking her over and over and over, baby, what's wrong? Baby, what's wrong? Baby, what's wrong? Because chances are it's just some fleeting emotion for the day. Exactly like she said, she just woke up feeling a little bit shitty. That's it. It's not that big of a deal. If she says she doesn't want to talk about it and you say, okay, then the onus is now on her if she actually wants to talk about it again. Love is scary because my mom just came up to me and my dad crying over a letter she was sent from her college boy best friend saying she chose the wrong life and the wrong man. Bro. What? Yeah, that's the end of that relationship. Yikes.
Griffin is currently packing his bags and also packing our kids' stuff because he is going to leave to another state, all because I cheated on him with a mutual friend. My husband and I have been together for a while. No, I don't think there was any issues in the relationship or marriage whatsoever. I actually thought our life was pretty perfect, but then I decided to talk to one of our mutual friends and one thing led to another. I think I was just really tired of the fact that my husband was constantly working to make sure that we had a roof over our heads and to make sure that everything was paid. And so I just felt very lonely. So I decided that I was just going to message his friend, you know, just like we are friends, nothing else. That was it. And then all of a sudden it just led to something else. I mean, at least I had the actually tell my husband what was going on because I could have kept it from him. You know, I could have just moved on without telling him. After I told him, I was very surprised about his reaction because he was not freaking out or panicking. He just said, okay. And then he said he was going to pack his and go, but he was also going to take the kids. He was very demure, if I can say that word. I just thought he was going to accept the fact that I was cheating on him and then we could just move on and, you know, continue with our perfect lives. But no, he instead chose that he wants to actually leave with our kids and now I'm panicking.
I cheated and now he wants to leave me. How could this happen? Who did this to me? It's just fucking unbelievable. Like, she cannot see past her own nose. And she was even saying, oh, we had the perfect life. I was happy. There was nothing wrong, but I just cheated. Bro. Psycho crazy.
Best dating stories. I'm just sitting across from this person. I'm listening to them go on and on and on with the I and I and I and I and me and me and me and me. I'm like, just giving presentation to me about how great they are. And that's okay. That's fine. But like, let me breathe in between sentences. And then, you know, maybe that'd work out a little bit better. But
yeah, I mean, that's a story a lot of guys have. There's not much give and take. It's just take. Talking your ear off, not asking you any questions about your life. Nothing.
You gotta watch this.
So you mean to tell me I just pulled a 13-hour shift and I ain't got no food to come home to? Huh?
Why you didn't get something on your way home? Why you always recording for your raggedy cousin?
Look, I just pulled a 13-hour shift. You being my wife, I pay all the bills in here.
All the dishes clean, your clothes clean. Why? What?
You don't fix me no lunch for my job. You eat. You work from home.
Okay, I
can't come home to a full-course meal.
Leftover that I had from last night.
But I'm saying I can't come home to a full-course meal. What we married for? What we married for?
I'm not your mama. I'm your wife.
Wow. Did he ask her to be his mama? And his mama ain't got nothing to do with taking care of your person.
That's something you'll hear so often. Oh, I'm not your mom. Why should I take care of you? This is so easy to just flip right back. Oh, well, I'm not your dad. Why should I pay your bills? Why should I protect you? Like, dude, see, this is something you should never put up with. You should never be in this situation to begin with. Why are you providing a lifestyle? Why are you paying for a woman that doesn't give you anything in return? Her response, oh, you have clean clothes. Okay, he's working for 13 hours and you put clothing in a washing machine. Congratulations. Being alone is better than this. Being single is better than this. If you are not able to get a woman that meet your standards, don't be with her. Don't.
All of it's Mr. doesn't believe anyone could ever be alone and somebody likes him and thinks it's a joke.
He's gonna beg and say, please forgive me, but the reality is, we don't want the man that forgives us. We really don't. We want the man that says, you had your chance, it's been a pleasure, I wish you the best. Because that's the man we respect.
This is exactly why you never accept bad behavior. This is exactly why you never take a woman back after they cheat. This is exactly why you don't take women back in general after a breakup. They can no longer respect you because she knows that you let her get away with the worst things that she can possibly do to you. And you were just like, okay, yeah, that's fine. That's okay, baby. I still want to be with you. You have now become a weakling in her eyes.
But you're still buying stuff that is there that we do not need. Constantly. You don't need to buy the children a million things of the same clothes, the same shoes, the same stuff.
They need school, they need sports.
But what they don't need is 18 pairs of freaking pants because you like the way they look.
They don't have 18 pairs of...
Freaking... I'm giving you an example.
That's not a good example.
Okay, pick something else that you know that I'm right on.
When it comes to the children's clothes?
No, just anything. In general, anything. Us.
I don't know.
That's what happens all the time, though.
Okay.
You buy stuff all the time. There's always something you buy, and you're like, oh, it's the wrong size. And I tell you that all the time. It's the wrong size. This is the wrong stuff. It's the wrong measurements. It's something like that. You're like, oh, I didn't know. Right? Oh, I thought it was going to work. Constantly.
Okay, constantly feels a little... All right, well, whatever.
This is from a channel called The Financial Audit, which is exactly what it sounds like. They audit people's finances. Well, he audits people's finances. He breaks down all their spending, and usually the people have some type of financial issues that he's trying to fix. But man, this is why it's so important to see how a woman deals with money in general. Is she frugal? Is she treating it like this is a finite resource that you worked hard to get for this family? Or is she just throwing it around, being ungrateful for it? Just treating it like it's an endless resource? And hell, if you're big money bags like that, then you do you, I guess. But for most people, it is not just limitless. This is a really big deal, man. Not only can it drive a wedge between the two of you that she's overspending all of this money, or brings up all of these things like, oh, she's ungrateful, she doesn't appreciate what you're bringing to the table. Now there's a financial deficit as well. So if that relationship ends because of it, you might be in debt or out a lot of money. So this is something you really need to pay attention to. How does she deal with money?
Why can't you attract a high value man because you go out in lingerie and you don't know how to cook? You get
get dressed up for your girls every single time you guys go to brunch, but you won't get dressed up for your husband.
So don't say that you want a rich man if you don't take care of yourself.
Why is your husband constantly annoyed with you? Probably because you nag him all day.
And when you tear down your husband's name in public, you are misrepresenting him.
36 years with the same man. I've gone to bed with the same man for 36 years in a row. And I hear a lot of people talking about how they got out of their marriage, why they got out after 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. And that's their story. They have their story. They have their reasons. But I am in it and staying in it because we built this thing. We built it from the ground up, like everybody who has a long marriage does. And it's good. He pours into me and I pour into him. There are things we do every day, like hug for more than 30 seconds, for more than a minute. We don't go to sleep without saying, I love you. So we are interdependent, and I wouldn't give that up for nothing.
That's a nice wholesome clip to end this video off of, okay? This has been a pretty blackpilling video throughout, I'm not even gonna lie. Just the luck of the draw with all these clips. But just notice how she said, he pours into her, and she pours into him, okay? This is a mutual effort. They are both trying to make each other happy, trying to make the relationship work. And what you have today is a lot of people exclusively pouring into themselves or pouring into other people outside of the relationship. They're never actually trying to make what they currently have grow into something bigger. And that is the biggest takeaway. You should not be with someone that is not willing to cooperate with you. You should not be with someone that is not willing to build with you. That's it for today. Like the video, subscribe, Path of Progress. I'll see you guys later.